Are we rolling? We're rolling. We're rolling. Hey guys, Jalapablo. Hey, real quick, the SEC has done us a tremendous, tremendous service, has done us a good thing. I don't want people to get discouraged about all of these scary, traumatizing things. The SEC is coming and assaulting crypto and driving all these coins down. They're calling them securities now and getting them banned or delisted from centralized exchanges. That is a good thing. That's a good thing. Here's why. These coins, many of them, if they weren't Ponzi's, if they weren't scams, outright scams, many of these are coming back. This is a temporary setback for a reason. The reason being is to make way for the CBDCs that the federal government has in its storehouse. It wants to bring them out, but right now is not a good time to introduce FedCoin. There's a lot of distrust. There's a lot of mistrust towards the federal government, especially with this current administration. And also, there's a lot of competition with crypto still. If faced with a choice, most people, myself included, are going to opt to putting their money, converting their USD into Bitcoin or some other crypto than FedCoin right now, if given a choice. But what happens if all of these coins have bled out and they look completely wrecked, like Algorand, for instance, or Dash, or there's many other ones that have been targeted, XRP, that have been targeted by the SEC to be wrecked, to be delisted, to be sued, litigated. And all of this is to generate, this is a strategy by the federal government to make way and to destroy the competition so that when they finally do roll out FedCoin, there's no more competition. There's not, you're going to put your money in a dead coin, a seemingly dead coin, or are you going to transfer your USD, convert your USD into FedCoin or whatever as soon as you get it. Now, we may not have a chance. We're going to be paid if you have a job, salary, direct deposit. It's going to be in the form of the FedCoin, of the CBDC. But then after that, you can convert it into into some other vehicle. So this is a reason that they've done it. And that's not the only reason, guys, is what I want to talk about. Another thing is these federal guys, the SEC and all this, they're all interconnected. They're all in bed with their buddies in Wall Street. And so they know if they wreck these coins, that they bring them down to an absolute low, like Algorand, for instance, where we've mitigated the low from 2020, from March of 2020. It's 10 freaking cents now, Algorand, that this is a prime area to begin accumulating this coin if you can foresee the rebirth or the bounce back of many of these coins, like we've seen with XRP winning the current judgment in court or whatever. There's been some favorable news, and XRP has skyrocketed, which shows that there are people there are investors that are still committed to these assets. And Algorand is one of them. It's driven it down. It's been deemed a security, and foul play. Allegations of foul play have been levied against it by the SEC, but this hasn't stopped it from being accumulated at this mitigation point. See, this is institutional. This floor here at 10 cents is a sign of strong hand accumulation. Weak hands cannot create a floor like this. So clearly, smart money, composite operators, the institutions, whales, whatever you want to call them, informed interests with deep, deep pockets are forming an accumulation range here. They are buying Algorand. And this actually is how you generate incredible wealth, the fabulous wealth that people talk about, the Lambos and all of this stuff you hear, all this stupid stuff, is not from buying coins that are that have already made automatic rallies or have come back and done the secondary tests or now in upthrust actions. No, these are from these are buying in at the bottom. It's long-term of highly traumatized coins that have bled out. That is where you make your big money, but it takes patience and it takes guts because you have to really believe in what you're buying and DCAing. And so these are coins like Algorand provide a wonderful opportunity to do that, and we are really we are indebted to the SEC for doing this. See what they intend to do for their own purpose, which is to, like I said, make way for the CBDC and to provide great accumulation opportunities for their buddies or constituents, the lobbyists, whatever, on Wall Street, the insiders. We can also take advantage of as Wyckofians, and that's the whole purpose of Wyckoff. Just like the old adage goes, if you can't beat them, you join them. And so we do what smart money does. And if we see that smart money is accumulating at a certain level, we go ahead and we accumulate. We never go all in. We may not have the billions of dollars to go and plug in at this point and create this kind of 3 bounce bottom. But what we can do is sort of like a microcosm of what these guys are doing. And we can also buy in as we can. And of course, you never go all in. You buy in. And that way, if it decides to take a spring before it breaks this falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, by the way, and goes down even more, we could DCA the spring. This is the Wyckoff spring, which is like basically a fake out. And then this could happen here. I believe that Algorand is going to come back at some point, and whoever bought it here, whoever began DCAing, especially if it goes down as a bull trap here, or rather, as a trap, then, and you DCA these and then juice it back up, you can make very, very good money with this. So you never go all in all at once, and you make sure you diversify. You buy, you just don't put all your money in Algorand, and you take profit as it comes back up. And so those are just some of the principles, and you never invest disposable income. You only buy with money that you can afford to lose or sit on for half a decade if need be, as we wait for these things to reverse. Now, if those are the principles that we abide by, then we'll always be safe. We'll always be safe. And let me tell you, now is the time. There are so many of these tokens that have gone through deep trauma. Dash is another one. Have you noticed that it's all the ones, the coins really that they're going after are the ones with functions like of remittance payments, payment functions. I believe that the time is coming where where the SEC is going to, what's also going to come into their crosshairs? XLM, Stellar Lumen. It's just like XLP. XLM, XRP is already in the crosshairs. Algorand, Dash is another one. Dash is a payment platform. Monero is one that they're going to want to take out because Monero can be done with complete hidden. There's no transparency in it. So people can send money anonymously. So that's one. Zcash. Zcash is another one. These are going to be hit eventually. These are the cryptocurrencies that provide the greatest adversarial potential to the central banking currency, to Fedcoin, because people can make payments. They can still pay their bills with it, with these instead of converting their USD to Fedcoin. So we can just kind of assume that in the up and coming news that these are going to be targeted by the SEC, and we're going to see similar downward trajectories. I believe that we're not out of it yet, that there is a massive recession coming. There's been a cover up so far, but they can only cover it up so far politically, and the recession is coming, and that's why a lot of these coins are in macro rising wedges, like Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is going to come back down, I believe. Ethereum is going to come back down. And so, but if it comes down, then we will have lack of Bitcoin dominance, and then the altcoins should rally. So which explains why some of these, like this one right here, Algorand, are in falling wedges, which have reversal patterns to the north. So anyway, that's about enough of me right now. But you could see now is the time if you wanted to get into something like this, something like these. now would be a really good time because we have mitigated the prior lows, and from here there's a floor has been forming. Doesn't mean it can't go deeper. It most likely will, but it'll be a spring action or a terminal shakeout for reasons of shaking out people that are holding here. But because it's showing us that the institutional order flow is buying here. It's buying supply. It's going to want to suck up as much supply at these levels as it can. And so that means if it has to go even lower to shake out people that have held, a lot of people bled out here. But if they want to shake out other sharks or savvy investors that are also accumulating here and expecting this to break and retest microtrend resistance and go up instead of going down. Instead, it might go down and be more of a shakeout to buy. And at some point, they're going to meet their accumulation quota, whatever that is, and then they're going to pump this thing to high heaven for the automatic rally. And the automatic rally could be substantial because we've gone pretty deep. When that happens, I don't know. But now is the time to begin accumulating if you want long-term positions. So when the macro reversals come and in the bull markets that you have a very, very good position, you're seated deeply in this. Imagine buying like Shiba Inu when it was at its absolute lowest and just holding for the next, for like last year's bull cycle. That's kind of like the opportunity to a slightly smaller extent, obviously, that we get with these particular cryptos that have been targeted by the SEC. So it is a good thing when you hear of something being delisted or something being targeted. That is something that it makes my antennas go up, and it's like this is something that I'm interested in because I have always bought the blood. That's how I've made my money. I buy highly distressed, traumatized tokens, coins, and you hold them. The deeper they go, the higher they fly, just as long as it's not a scam coin. If it's not like a Squid Game or something like that, it's probably, that's dead in the water. That's probably never coming back. So, but these are former blue chippers. There's really nothing wrong with them. It's just they pose a threat to the SEC, and the SEC is going to try to get it out of the way until they can't anymore. But the whole thing is to get it out of the way so that they can roll out the CBDC, and there's enough FUD that's been generated to where these don't pose as much of a potent threat as they posed 2 or 3 months ago. Okay, it's all about timing, and then it's all about networking with their buddies and their cronies in Wall Street so that they can also, so they can have their cake and eat it too, so to say. But we join along with them. We swim with the sharks. We're not sharks, but we swim alongside them. We eat what they eat, and we dump what they dump. We just mirror what smart money does, and that's Wyckoff in a nutshell. Okay, so that's enough for me. All right, guys, I hope you found this informative, and this was more of a. I know we didn't do too much charting here, but the next one should have more charts, and we'll get into some more technical analysis with some more Fibonacci and volume spread. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Have a happy Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.